Good evening. The Toronto Raptors lose 111 to 96, giving them a juicy 7-game losing streak as we approach the playoffs draft. Important time of year for this type of thing. So the people out there who are doubting the Raptors' ability to catch Portland, I would just don't ever stop believing, because I do think it is possible. And yeah, there really is no other team, even within a few, like the Raptors have the longest losing streak. Pretty locked down. I think the next longest one, like I think they're 4 games ahead of anybody else in terms of losing streaks at 7 games. So they got 23 wins on the season. Portland with 19. I mean, still got a little chunk of games to go here. So I think there's a decent chance that the tank enthusiasts will potentially have their way. And I was pretty harsh on the Magic a couple days ago. Kind of weird energy on that one. Don't go watch that one. But saw a little bit more magic today from the Magic. A little bit more convincing. Some garbage time minutes. 15-point win. So yeah, it's at least we were kind of more entertained in this one. I thought Wagner was like really involved in this game. He had feuds with like 6 or 7 different guys on the Raptors, so need to go back and kind of see where that started. A lot of stuff with him and Gary on both ends of the floor. They were really going at it. There was one call where Franz kind of fell over Gary. It was a weird. It just seemed like a no call. It just seemed like a weird, awkward thing where people just kind of lost their balance and fell, and Gary got called with the foul. He was really pissed. I think the refs kind of knew that they messed up, because 20 seconds later they called an offensive foul on Franz, who had the arm out. Kind of felt like a makeup call, but they were heated. Banchero was also talking to the bench. I mean, I think this happens more when you get teams playing back to back. Things can kind of start in previous games, little side stories, and hopefully a train comes soon. I'm in front of a train. Yeah, I'll get off the tracks, but hopefully a train comes pretty quickly here. I don't understand the Magic's like whole branding right now. They're like a LinkedIn. It's like a LinkedIn type thing. It's owned by Disney, but it's this kind of military blue. They used to be a fun, like this shirt, like a fun baby blue type of deal. I don't really know what they were thinking or what happened with that. I think it was just like a slow burn over the years. But yeah, luckily they at least showed you a little more magic tonight. Jordan Wara, I guess, was kind of the best talking point. Like if you're gonna give out the chain during the losses, are they still giving out the chain? By the way, I mean, last time the Raptors won, I think was the pizza. was the last. When was the last Raptors W? Was it the pizza party? Like, have they won? Have they won since the pizza party? Somebody smarter than me who has access to the internet or something, tell me if they, because it feels like it. I feel like when I ate that pizza, there hasn't been anything since then. So 7 losses, huge for the tank. This game kind of unfolding like most other games. We got Darko calling a timeout, 8:49 into the first quarter. Magic broadcast kind of made a point of that, of like, seems like this guy likes to. By the way, I don't have friends that you could stop the sentence right there. I don't have friends that use or yeah, what am I trying to say? I have friends that use non-legal streams, and they tell me, I would never do that, of course, but they tell me that every time they watch sports, it kind of lags a little bit. You know, you watch Man U versus Liverpool. It was tough to go from that game to this game, but you watch these other sporting events, and you get glitches in these streams. You know, the Lakers Warriors taking 37 minutes to play the last few seconds. You get glitches in the streams. You get the thing going around. They're telling me, people are saying, many people have said that there is just absolutely zero issues with any glitching with any Raptors stream, because I don't know how many people are watching it. I don't know how much I don't think there's any bandwidth issues. So I've been told by many people that if you want to check out the Raptors, you're going to have a glitch-free, beautiful experience. It's not going to go down to 360p for a little bit and then have the white circle and you got to refresh. It's going to be clean, crisp, and beautiful, because I think about 8 people are watching the game, which is great when you make content about one team. It's always good. But the streams I hear are really strong. Raptors going a little, or Olynyk and Suggs shoving at 1.2. Suggs very into this game. Again, they say players don't want to play in Toronto. I don't know if there's a bigger grudge. Here, we got a train coming. I think I'm far enough out of the way. I think, yeah, like they say players don't want to be in Toronto. Is there a bigger grudge in the NBA than whoa. Okay, just missed it. Then Jalen Suggs. Like, he is out for blood. Jamal Mosley, who's like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, had to like calm him down at the free throw line. Like little breath work. It's all gonna be okay. Because yeah, he always gets really fired up. And then you had Franz, of course, really fired up. And then what I love about like Mo was here tonight. I was really upset that Mo Wagner was not in the last game, because he was here tonight, and you saw why you need Mo. Some great moments from him, because like him and Franz are brothers, obviously. So there's just like this, there's like a Thanasis element for Mo, where anytime that Franz is in any kind of like dispute, even if it's really subtle, Mo is right there. Like Mo is feeling it. Like he is tapped in. He knows his brother pretty well, and he was given some real death stares tonight too. Definitely to Gary. I think Kelly as well. He was right there when the shit was going down. Mo was ready to throw down. He was ready to cause damage. Like if I walked out in front of this train, that's what Mo was ready to do. So, yeah, the train stopping to say hello to the post game show. The driver. It's the driver. It's the Snowpiercer train. So Wara had obviously kind of the meme game. I guess it's not really at this point. He's had a few of them, but I think he still struggles on defense. Banchero, who they're going under on the screen against him. He had a better shooting night. He was 5 for 15 last game. He was a little bit better tonight. What did Mr. Ben Caro? 29 points tonight, 11 for 16, much more efficient. I think his shooting was so, like, just sickening last game, that I think the Raptors maybe overdid a little bit, like sagging off of him, playing drop, going under screens against him. Like he's still, like he can still shoot the ball. I don't think the 5 for 15 should have influenced, because it really did feel like they were just like, all right, you want to do that again, go ahead. And I thought he took his opportunities better. I think Quickly got blocked like 3 or 4 times in this game. That was pretty tough. We've had a couple I think a couple zeros from Jonte, I believe, on a couple assists, which was nice. 4 points for Jonte, my bad, 22 minutes. But a couple of games where he hasn't been as impactful. I still want to see him and Olynyk more often. I don't really know why that lineup doesn't. Seems like it should work in theory. But, yeah, Wara, he's had like more than you would kind of think of these just random, like gets you 18 points in 25 minutes. I thought in the third quarter, his ISO ball was kind of the only thing working. It wasn't the prettiest offensive game. The Raptors had 14 assists at one point in the third quarter. They ended with 22. It's like just not a lot of ball movement. And once, quickly 4 assists. He was really quiet tonight. Minus 26 as well from him, 12 points. He struggled. He got 4 for 15. He got blocked a bunch of times. The three ball was not going for him. I didn't think he got great looks from three. He was coming off of screens that, wasn't that open. Didn't get a lot of, I don't know, kind of a little bit forced, but whatever. You want him taking three, so I guess it doesn't really matter. There wasn't really much doing. Again, Raptors without 60% of their starters, their two biggest playmakers, their most aggressive driver, their best defender, their best rim protector. Like, again, the Magic should be just fucking blowing these guys out by their knees, and they kind of did tonight. Like, tonight was a borderline 96-111. It's definitely not a close game, but I mean, with the healthy Magic, they should be a little bit more magical. I think they're lacking in a little bit of magic. Playoffs are going to be an interesting test. So there's actually a few funny moments in this game. There was Cole Anthony lost his shoe, and it just completely brought me back to the dunk contest when he spent like 14 minutes putting on a pair of Timbs to do the dunk. He seems to lose and attain shoes and take a long time to something with. I think he might have an issue with laces or something. Should probably have a look at that. But he played a pretty good game. But I just thought that was a cool moment, kind of a rare. The game went on for like 2 minutes with the shoe just there. Him and Jalen Green really, I think, kind of put the dunk contest to sleep, with him with the shoes and then Jalen with the NFT necklace. I think that was like the official death of the dunk contest. So that's like that's his legacy for me. That will always be his legacy for me. His dad played for the Vancouver Grizzlies. Legend. I always used to get his dad and Anthony Peeler mixed up. Greg Anthony Peeler. When you're 7 years old, you're dumb as shit. It's an easy thing to mix up, but cool. Raptors going under screens against Banchero. I thought Grady. He had a couple finishes that I like, the athletic finishes from him, but I think a couple times he gets like really adventurous with them, which is cool. Like, he tried to do like a reverse. I don't even know how you would describe it, because it's not really a shot that you see that much in the NBA, because it's kind of nuts. But he drove from the right corner along the baseline and kind of spun. I don't know. It was just, it's like something that you see more in like the All-Star game, but it didn't go in, and it just kind of looked very, very, very difficult and not like high percentage. So I guess it's more picking his spots, but I mean, who cares? Suggs, he probably needs another headband, but he had a really good game. He's just always a real firecracker against. I think nobody gets up for the Raptors like this guy does. He definitely wants to play here. Quickly, so there was one really random play. I don't know if people remember this. 6:36 in the third quarter, because it wasn't a good game for Quickly, but he had one play where he drove, and then his deceleration, he just came to a complete stop, really controlled finish, and it was like, I've never seen that before. I don't think, or I don't remember seeing it that cleanly. So it would be cool if he did that more. I feel like he gets rushed a lot. Obviously, he loses his dribble pretty frequently in the paint when traffic. Like last game, Gary Harris made eye contact with him, and that was enough to kind of make him pick up the ball and make a decision. So Magic broadcasts, again, I paid a lot for that to watch it. They were good tonight. I mean, they have Mike Breen's Way Off. They've adopted that, so that was cool. It was a Bally Sports, and it wasn't very pukey. It wasn't like, hey everybody, you're tuned into Bally Sports. Like, it wasn't like a Jim Fuck from Bally Sports type thing. Like a little bit pukey, a little bit hacky, but all in all, like a pretty good viewing experience. I would recommend it. Wara on one play. Wara's like, so I made a Wara MF Doom mixtape because they're kind of similar. Just like, it's like, is this gonna work? Is this bar that you're halfway through gonna work out? Oh, it did. Okay. It's kind of the same. It's the same trajectory. It's the same experience, I think, with him. And so sometimes on these finishes, like he cooked Suggs at one point on the perimeter and then had a really nice athletic finish, but he moves at an odd pace. I find it kind of fascinating. And the three ball, it always looks just so comically flat, kind of like Kelly's, but he's got a touch for it. I think his release might be even a little bit lower than mine, which is, I mean, it's pretty incredible, but it works and he gets it off pretty quick. He shoots it straight, so when he misses, he's usually not like wildly missing or different directions, kind of like Abaji, who I believe played a decent game. I think at the beginning, another 4 for 9. That's 2 4 for 9 games from him. I mean, you don't really notice him that much, but like there was that one game he was 6 for 20. I'd rather the four. I can when you go 6 for 20, 4 for 9 is can definitely handle 4 for 9. Great moment with Mosley and Suggs. It's just like, we got it. It's okay. You're at the free throw line. It's kind of like when like, I don't have kids, but when I see kids at the park and they're screaming and crying and it's like a Saturday, it's like, you're at the park. What the fuck are you upset about? It's the weekend. It's sunny. Why are you crying? This is my internal thought. I think it was kind of the same type of thing. It's just like, we're going to win the game. We're going to make the playoffs. They're not. You get to be in sunshine. You get to go on roller coasters and hang out with, whoa. Is it both? They're coming from both ways. Looks empty. I should hop in that. Has anybody in the chat ever hopped on a train like in Into the Wild? Anybody ever done that? Get beaten up? Yeah, nobody's watching these games. Nobody's watching these streams. Is it Kamloops, says RIPD Rose? I don't even know where I am. I'm on a trip somewhere, but it does kind of look like Kamloops. Vegan grass. Black and Dick did a jersey swap. That's cool. I'd like to. That's a good photo. You've got Black Dick. There was a Brown Dick photo recently with Bruce Brown. Draymond Green. What other colors? Derek White. Could have White Dick, Brown Dick, Green Dick. Is there a Red? Michael Red? He's retired. Blue. This is where we're at in the season. 7-game. This is what a 7-game. This is what a 7-game losing streak will do. But in all fairness, I've said this a million times. Like, I'm all for tanking when the situation presents itself, not as a thing to shoot for. Like, oh, we need to tank this team. It's like, things happen, you adapt. I'd way rather have a shot at the top lottery pick than the potential of it conveying into 2 seconds like that. That would suck for 19 games of Orlando Magic. Like, they could have, I think even with Jakob, Boucher, and RJ, they could have easily beat the Magic both these games. They don't even need Scotty, which is that's like my whole point of the last stream, that I expected more Magic from this team. Like, I have not been moved by this team that is 2 games out of the play-in, and they're kind of it's different when a team just kind of plays with you. Like, that's happened a lot with the Raptors, where they lose by 10 or 15, but the other team is just like, at any time they could just put their foot on the Raptors' throats. But it didn't feel like that with this. It felt like if the Raptors had a couple more guys, they'd be right there. So I guess that makes you hopeful for next season, or just doubtful of the abilities of this team called the Orlando Magic, that is, as I said before, taking on the LinkedIn branding from one of the coolest 90s. Like, I had the windbreaker. But yeah, I mean, in general, like the Raptors defense continues to be really bad. I think they've been like the worst defense in the since the All Star break, or the top three worst. They're just giving a lot of easy baskets. Like the Banchero thing's kind of a good example. Like he goes 5 for 15 last game, and then today they're just like, yeah, whatever, you can't shoot because we saw that happen, and then they didn't really adjust all that well. I thought he had a pretty easy game. A lot of easy like back cuts that people just are getting lost. That's what happens. They make you change the team. You can't really expect. It's pretty rare that a team would improve on, like, would make kind of even trades and then get better in every aspect. It doesn't really work that way. You have to rebuild, like they do in soccer. Yeah, I think Quickly was blocked 3 times. Wagner very emotional. Him and Gary. I don't really know how that started. I'll go back and watch. But yeah, next game is against the Kings. So I think that could be 8. I would like if you were gonna ask me to. I've turned down 3 sports betting companies, and it's not so much for like morality. It's more I don't know what plus 100 is, but give me plus 100, whatever that means. I think the Raptors can extend this streak. I think the tank can keep going because you got the Kings next. I believe that's on Wednesday. So you got the Kings. I mean, I'm taking the Kings for that. Then you've got the Thunder. Okay, so that's 2 more right there that you can probably pencil in. So now you're looking at a 9-game losing streak. That's Friday. And then you've got back-to-back with the Wizards. Now, you would probably think the Raptors would win that, but it is a back-to-back. So it kind of leaves the door open a little bit. It could, but I think with the Thunder and the Kings, you're guaranteed. Like this is guaranteed. I believe pretty much guaranteed to go another week or so because there seems to be a bit of a break in Raptor games this coming up week, which I know is really painful. This is really, I know a lot of people have been watching the games and are really into the team at this point. But yeah, a little bit slow in the games. You got a game Wednesday, a game Friday. Both of them you can probably pencil in for a loss. So then you got Wizards on Saturday, back to back. Debatable at this point. And then you got the Nets. I still think the Nets will win that. Then you've got the Knicks. Raptors aren't winning that, so I think, and like the Blazers. I mean, I'm just looking like quickly. The Blazers got the Hawks. Can beat the Hawks. Who else the Blazers got? Because that's really the team that they're going for. You're not getting the Hornets. Portland's the only team you can catch at this point, but it's still a massive deal if you can. It's not just Portland, but they got the Clippers. They're not gonna. Clippers twice. Damn, that sucks. The Bulls. Bulls are clutches. Damn, they got a tough schedule. And the Raptors have kind of that's not the easiest stretch of games for the Raptors. So yeah, they're I think they're right in there with Portland. And then I believe that would make their odds like I think it's a pretty significant little jump. And then of course the Grizzlies as well, who are up a little bit. They've they're 3-7 in their last 10. I was gonna say they're turning things around. Portland's 4-6 in their last 10, whereas I believe the Raptors have. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So the Raptors have the longest losing streak in the NBA, and they also have the worst in their last 10. So they're 1-9 in their last 10. The Raptors, which is worse than the Wizards. It's worse than Detroit. It's worse than the Hornets. So I mean, you're at a pretty good level here if you're losing games. You're losing games at a pretty good clip here. um, Someone says Crank says we're beating the Pistons this year. Pistons would be that, I don't know. No, I think that's mathematically impossible. Even the Hornets. I mean, I guess the Hornets. I talked about this before. I thought the Hornets were kind of impossible, but I guess it's not really. The Hornets with 17 wins, Raptors with 23, but it's the Blazers with 19. It's the 19 to 23, but the Grizzlies also 23 wins. They've lost 2 in a row too. So Grizzlies, fucking get your shit together. Win some games. Make Team Morant happy. It's the only time in my life I've ever cheered for the Grizzlies. Trash Clip says the Grizzlies' remaining schedule is pretty hard, although they do play the Pistons twice. Another train coming, folks. I don't know. I believe in this team. I think you can say that the Grizzlies have a tough schedule. You can look at Portland and say they have a tough schedule. Hornets, I don't know. I think everything's on the table at this point. I think you have to. I think it's better to be an optimist. I really think with the team that they already had being pretty not successful, even when this team has been healthy, outside of a few games, it hasn't been all that great. You take 3 of the starters away. I mean, you take 3 of the starters away of a team that has won 34% of their games. The Raptors have won 34% of the games this year. They were relatively healthy this year too, which is also kind of funny. But you lose obviously Pascal, you lose OG, and of course you get Quickly and Barrett back. But with the Pascal thing, there was some draft equity in that. So the loss in talent, but even with the talent playing, it just never meshed together well. And I think now that you've taken away, you've traded some of the top end talent for future capital, future draft assets, future draft capital, future players. And now you've taken out 3 of the starters of an already. I mean, you can't even just with that alone. You just can't underestimate the power in that. I believe. Vegan Grass. Mo Wagner's a handsome looking fellow. Who's better looking, Mo or Franz? The Germans. I don't know. I find Dutch people really scary. Like Louis van Gaal. I don't know. I just have a fear of Dutch people. They've never done anything to me. Like the Dutch, I've never been persecuted by the Dutch, but it's just something I think, and then I think it spreads into Germans. I think I'm just afraid of that region. Throw Slovakia in there as well. It just seems kind of, castles and magic and stuff. I don't know. Find me in, I've never been to Europe, but find me in Portugal, Spain, Bulgaria, Bosnia, Croatia. I don't know. It's nice. It's a nice day out here by the train. I'm gonna go. Where's this train going? What's in it? Wow, it's 2 trains. CNSE, Maersk. A lot of is it Maersk or Maersk? A lot of Maersk containers. They seem to have a solid business. Whoever they are, Maersk, and I don't know what the other one is. Sealand. Maersk Sealand. I actually don't know where I am right now. But it looks to be some sort of some sort of desert or something. But I'm gonna go hop on this train. Yeah, Raptors add another L to the 7 with a loss to the Magic. 111 to 96.